This is a Alphacool Core 1 CPU block. I wanted to do a quick... I was trying to find one on the internet, but I couldn't find one on YouTube. I wanted to do a quick unboxing and overlook of this block. So I picked this up from Micro Center. I've already had the box open. Everything got put back into the box. These blocks are about $150 if you can find them. When you open them up, usually just a little piece of whatever there, a little piece of styrofoam. You got your owner's manual, which these manuals are actually really good because this also contains instructions on how to set everything up. This is a this block is compatible with both Intel and AMD sockets. So you have the actual block here. It's in plastic. You have your input and output port. Your output port is clearly labeled. And then this ring that goes all the way around it is RGB addressable. And that's what this is, because otherwise this is a completely passive device. This is, I think it's nickel-plated copper. So they're actually a little bit heavier than I would have expected for a CPU block. But this block is compatible with AMD and Intel CPUs. It's compatible with the AM4 and AM5 socket, which I don't think I think the big, correct me if I'm wrong, but the big difference between AM4 and AM5 is AM4 was, that was a PGA, so it was pin grid array, so the pins were on the back of the CPU, and AM5 is just LGA, which is the pins are in the motherboard, so it's a LAN grid array instead of a pin grid array. Then you also have, right here, you have a little hardware bag. So, you got a little Alphacool Apex not water paste, thermal paste. That's what it's called. It comes with a little heat spreader. Sorry, that's not a heat spreader. That's a spreader for paste spreading. And it's got little different tips, and those are screws. You have a RGB adapter. So the block has RGB pins. So you can connect it to different types of RGB, and this will let you adapt it to plug into a motherboard header. Which I will be using that. There's some standoffs. You have your AMD hardware clearly labeled. You have a back plate. I am fairly certain this back plate is both for AMD and Intel. And then you have your Intel mounting hardware. These guys are super easy to fit with your mounting hardware. It's literally, you just take your brackets, slide them in, they key in, so when you close these, so you have just a little bit of space there. If you close it, they lock in and then they don't fall out. And then you can take these guys back out, which it might be a bit of a... I'll get that back off. But I do need this for an AMD CPU anyway. Yeah, actually rather like this. I think this block looks really nice. I really like that block. Most CPU blocks that I've found are not CPU blocks are usually cost as much as a AIO for just the block, and then you need all kinds of other crap to use it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. I couldn't find a unboxing or first look anywhere on YouTube of this block, so I figured I would make one, because I wanted to find one when I was picking a block. I wanted to figure out, like, I wanted to look at this thing and figure out, okay, where is the RGB, where's my input, where's my output, because I'm planning a loop and I wanted to figure that out, and I couldn't figure that out in the form I wanted to. I wanted a visual form, and I couldn't find that, so here you are. Don't have too much fun.